Aries woman personality traits and characteristics. The Aries woman is typically confident, fiery, bold, spontaneous, and independent. Very modern and self-reliant, she is often an inspiration to other women. Often highly motivated and ambitious, this isn't a woman who takes no for an answer, at least not for long. She will typically make a good living, though probably isn't the best at saving the money she makes, instead preferring to enjoy it as it arrives. In touch with her inner child, on the plus side she tends to be very fun-loving and adventurous, and on the negative she can be very sulky if she doesn't get her own way or is ignored. She tends to be very competitive, but unlike some signs also has a strong sense of fair play. She wants to win for herself, to prove to the world she could do it, and isn't interested in deceit or cheating. She hates to be bossed around, or feel trapped. Aries is a mixture of fearless warrior and undisciplined child, and this is one of the easiest signs to understand. These are action people, extroverted and assertive. They want to be in charge, the boss, the hunter, the instigator. Uncomplicated, bold, aggressive and impulsive. Sometimes they are selfish, insensitive, domineering, blunt, outspoken and impatient. They are never afraid of taking a risk. Lacking in self-control, they more than compensate in resilience. This is one tough cookie, who will live life to the fullest. As to relationships, she tends to be either totally into one, or not interested, often there's no middle ground. She's outgoing and can be somewhat flirtatious in a fun and challenging way. The men of other fire signs tend to find this especially hard to resist. Aries woman questions. What are Aries women like in bed? How to turn an Aries woman on. Easily attracted and aroused, this woman burns hot, though can lose interest equally rapidly, especially if there isn't a minimum level of intensity and unpredictability involved. If you can compete with her playfully in an activity, the sparks will really fly. She may have a weakness for uniforms, so if you're in the military, police, fire department, etc., you'll have a potentially huge advantage here. Are Aries women kinky? This is always a hard question to answer, as one person's idea of kinky can be very different to someone else's. Individuals also vary a lot, so this is a bad area to generalize in. All things being equal though, Aries women are amongst the more kinky, yes. What's it like dating an Aries woman? An adventurous and exciting lover, Aries women are never dull or boring. On the contrary, the main risk is that a partner may not be able to keep up with them, or lack their resilience to bounce back from the many minor crises and setbacks which being so impulsive and dynamic naturally creates. The main danger for many Aries in relationships is being too controlling and confrontational. They need to consciously curb their desire to battle and win. More specifically, they need to learn how to lose when fighting someone they love. It may sound like a quote from Sun Tzu, but in love they need to learn the art of winning by appearing to lose. How loyal are Aries women? Aries is a sign which sometimes gets bad press in this area. Being bold and spontaneous does have its disadvantages here. If an Aries decides to cheat, then they typically can do so easier than most other signs. With that said, they are no more likely to want to cheat than any other sign. Whether they love their partner or not is the key factor. If they do, they are totally loyal. If they don't, then all bets are off. How to understand your Aries woman. Your Aries will have her own unique personality traits. This video talks about sun signs, however there are many other factors. For example, her moon sign determines her emotional personality, which affects whether she is sensitive, romantic, loyal, etc. How to know if an Aries woman loves you. Aries typically is one of the most overt and straightforward signs. If an Aries woman likes you, then typically you won't have any doubt about it. She's very unlikely to be the shy type or to play mind games unless you're playing them too. How to keep an Aries woman. This is a woman who prefers to sometimes be in control of a relationship. With that said, she doesn't want an easy win or a weak man. She wants a partner who is strong enough to fight back at least occasionally, and is at least moderately ambitious. How to make an Aries woman fall in love with you. This is a question which is very hard to give a general answer on, as no two Aries women are totally identical. The key is understanding her and what she finds most attractive in a partner. How to know if your Aries woman is your soulmate. Relationships are complex things, comprising hundreds of individual elements. Aries woman long distance and online relationships. Online relationships and long distance relationships have unique challenges. One of these is that you get to see one side of someone very clearly, their personality. You don't, however, get to see anything about other factors such as sexual attraction. Do Aries women cheat? Generally, they don't. But, this is the type of generic question that often gets asked or answered whenever astrology is discussed. Individual experiences are then quoted back and forth as proof that Aries women do or don't. Individuals get offended by general statements that don't apply to them, and everything goes downhill fast. Aries woman personality. What are the bad things about Aries women? Tactless and confrontational, she can be oblivious to the needs of others, and isn't always very good at compromising. She will prefer high risk, high reward situations to the dull or boring, which can lead to the occasional crisis. Aries see themselves as leaders. While it's true they are indeed leaders, they lead by action and not by planning or intellectual process. This can be good or bad depending on the situation. Often they are particularly good in a crisis if immediate action is required, and less suited to planning large campaigns requiring endless details to be shuffled. Aries have to make a conscious effort to look around to see other people's feelings and desires. It doesn't happen automatically for them. Does this article apply to lesbian Aries women? Yes, everything in this article applies whether you're straight, lesbian, or bisexual. On this broad sun sign level, astrology works the exact same way for everyone.